A very early game here, because my opponent Alfonso has to tidy the house for their impending family arrival. One finger typing because I have a cup of tea in my hand, it's that early. Okay, we're USA. Alfonso's won a few times as the USSR. So we're going to take Alfonso seriously, for sure. 3 USSR wins, not many as the USA, but I'm the USA, but obviously that usually favours the stronger person if they can weather the storm. No Marshall Plan, so we're 4-4-2. We can use UN intervention on De Gaulle AR6, which means we can space Fidel if we want. Still think we want a headline Middle East scoring to be certain before the coup in Iran. Okay, 4-4-2 opening is fine. We'll plug in my hand just so I can keep track of it all. Romanian abdication, Fidel, containment, Middle East scoring, and captured Nazi. So we'll headline Middle East and hope no NASA. And we'll also try and get off to space as quickly as possible. I'd ideally like to go event captured Nazi space Fidel. Well, I mean, depending if CIA goes. At least if I put Fidel down, there's a CIA target at DEFCON 2. Another option is to use UN intervention on Romanian abdication to clear it out my hand before D-Style. Okay, dropping Europe scoring so we can focus on Asia. So I expect a coup in Iran here for access. We counter coup with NATO. Then we use containment to play ops into Malaysia. Let's see what they got up their sleeve for the opening salvo. I need to turn the levels down a little because I'm using a slightly different headset. Too loud. So it's too early for D-Col. Not enough influence for D-Style. So I expect to see a 3 or a 4 op coup in Iran. Even though Middle East scoring's gone. For gateway access to Pakistan. If they want to play a cautious game, they may of course just play ops into Pakistan. If they do, they may play 2 into Pakistan, 1 into Malaysia with containment, and coup with NATO if they coup Pakistan. They are getting influence, and they've given us NORAD as well. Okay, so they merely threaten France. So what we'll do is we'll take France and move into Malaysia. Yep, because we're expecting to do an intervention or blockade away De Gaulle. That makes Suez a juicier card, and of course would clear me out of Israel, so I need to play into Egypt sooner rather than later. Here comes a coup. Iran? In Malaysia, okay, so cooing non-battlegrounds for access. That's a good result for me then, of course, because it fails to expand influence, as it were. And as they now don't have a valid target, I can event captured Nazi. So, still expect a coup in Iran at some point. Well, it's still going influence. So Afghanistan now? Now pressing the non-battlegrounds. We'll put one in Finland as well, since Benelux doesn't have access. Am I going to be able to stay ahead if I don't take Turkey? So I will give Romanian abdication because independent Reds hasn't been, and I'll take Turkey. I'm happy to keep playing the not attacking unscored regions. I mean, he is fiddling in Europe while Asia burns here. Attacking the unscored region is definitely a prime objective. By the end of the turn, I need to remember to have filled Canada, otherwise, because at the moment NORAD doesn't do a lot of work, but it's doing a ton in Italy. So I'm keeping out of containment for as long as possible in a bid to set up my Millops for the turn. Here it comes. Yep. It's massive. Boy howdy. And because DEFCON is at 4 if they walk into Pakistan, I am going to space Fidel, which is good. I want to leave them the option of walking into Pakistan erroneously. I mean, yes, they may event into Pakistani war and flip it straight back. But I'll still have AR6 to coup a massive Iran. So the downside of spacing Fidel is that there is no DEFCON suicide target, but that's just one weapon in the arsenal not yet deployed. And it probably wouldn't have gone off anyway, so there you go. If I event Fidel, I guess. So they do have Indo-Pakistani war in NASA. Alright, well, it's good of them to have removed that tool from my kit. I mean, they probably still would have dumped DEFCON high enough, but there you go. Did they use the op first? Yeah, they coup Panama. I'm there. So we will play an op into Malaysia and then coup Panama back. And we're back where we started. Oh, and I didn't get my sodding NORAD op because I wasn't quick enough. So NORAD cries. So with our 3 remaining ops, let's put 1 in Canada. Well, actually, I'm going to be bold here. Given only Italy is in question, we'll put all three in Pakistan to protect against Vietnam revolts. Decol's problematic, of course, but there you go. No Vietnam revolts, no decol, so I guess it's purge. Juicy. Yep, it's my only 4-op card, which is greedy. But their nuclear test ban's the last remaining 4-op anyway. Purge will make their life difficult, and if they play decol, they can't flip Thailand with the China card. And they can get away with headlining decol, obviously. Arab-Israeli War or Suez is the worst case scenario. Okay, VR isn't great, but thanks to Purge, could be worse. So after a coup, we'll seek to snag Laos and Lebanon. They should have another crack at Panama. So we keep socialist governments for the potential blockade, and we'll play the rest. And definitely Warsaw Pact first, early, so we can start to fill Finland for an extra VP of adjacency if we get lucky. But let's see what their gambit is. We've got a couple of ways of working in Asia. If we can take Laos and take these, we're safe on country count. If we take Taiwan and South Korea, we also threaten Formosa, which of course is now unspaceable to them, so they can't play if they're worried about a balance of battlegrounds. AL6 will try spacing SOCGov if we're not blockaded. Okay, so they go for it. So now they're worried about country count. Should we take a gamble? If we play 2 into Korea... No, wait, because we still have coup options. There we go. Now with a coup, we can add influence to South Korea as well. So we're ready to take our third battleground. If they pump Korea, we can use NORAD to break it. They have to use the China card to take Korea. So if they don't use the China card to take Korea, we can take it with Warsaw Pact and take Taiwan at the same time to make it a 1 in 6. Okay, they coup. It succeeds. So now we put our third op in Lebanon to avoid being cleared out. That was overdue. And they've done well to get hold of Panama. It's a little frustrating. But I chose to prioritise Asia over Panama. Now we need to try and avoid decolonisation so we can take this sweep of countries. We also need to dodge D-Stal. Both worrying. So we'll see how that goes. So I expect to see him top up Poland and East Germany, but if they get panicky about domination, they might go Czechoslovakia, Hungary. Now we quite like independent Reds. Yep, standard. 1 in 6. It misses. So now we entrench ourselves. No, wait. That's silly. I need to also move into Angola before decol. So let's be cautious and keep our 3-op card. That's fine. Yeah, now I'd like to see independent Reds because we could equal Romania and then clear it out for a VP of adjacency. Yep. We know they're still holding NASA. Here comes the China card. That won't do it because you've given me Taiwan. So we have time to fill Algeria. And if we take Zaire next turn, we can spear both to try and take Cameroon. Yeah, we want to continue to give them a hope in Asia, so not to rush to fill Malaysia and Philippines. Unless I get flipped somewhere, I'm always going to be up 8-7. No, there drops Asia, that's fine. So now I will ditch the Truman Gambit in order to maximize Africa. Next AR. With the third op, the Comicon third op, I might overprotect France against de Gaulle. So I can cover us to go to space, that's standard. So overprotect France against de Gaulle and a 4-op card flipping it. Okay. So, there are a lot of red cards left. NASA in their hand. They've got Arab-Israeli War, Decol, D-Stel, Suez and Blockade against only our Eastern European independent Reds and Nuclear Test Ban as a neutral. So the deck's stacked red, but I certainly won't complain being up 10 VP and near the 2-0 space tracker and established in Africa against it. But D-Stel and Decol has some monkeys in the wrench there. I think they handle that turn pretty well under Purge. It's a tough gig. But now they've handed the China card, they can't decol China flip either. Alright, let's get Nuclear Test Ban, decol, D-Stel. Those are the ones we'd love to see. Oh, you beauty. So, Vietnam Revolts has gone. I've got Decol and D-Style in hand, so I think Asia's scoring is safe to drop for domination in the headline. They got East Europe in independent Reds. They got nuclear test ban. They got Arab, Israeli, and Suez. Yeah. So we got defectors, Indo-Pac, Asia, and Europe back in the headline. I think we have to headline Asia scoring, right? Yeah. Even if we get purged. Defecting is the other option. Arab, Israel, Suez, or NASA. If we headline defectors, they can't do a lot of damage in Asia. So we lose an action round. Okay, we'll defect instead. NASA, okay. It's the lesser of two evils. I would have preferred to see Suez go. We'll see if they coup somewhere in Africa. Yep. Kaboom. We get next drop. They're up 6. It's 6-6 in Europe. Pop another one in Angola. We'll just drop Asia scoring now before something goes horribly wrong. We've got Indo-Pakistani war to get our Milops. Could have taken the chance on India first, but hopefully that's not material. And we can space decol and blockade decol. Other way around. Space decol, blockade D-star. If we can squeeze independent Reds out them for a sneaky Europe domination, we've got the game. And we can now use the China card to repair Suez. Going for influence instead. Okay, so now we move into... Oh, I'm going to have to use the China card to... Oh, that's... I think that's probably fine at this point. Let's put the other one in Greece. Let's get them looking both ways. East European unrest does for them as well. And if we successfully space and successfully Indo-Pakistani war, Europe 1 VP is enough. So that's a slightly different but possible parlay. But if they play into Iraq or Saudi here and don't fix Europe, the game's up. Okay, well, you're burning the China card there. If the VP count wasn't so high, I would say is an error. But now we are looking to try and close the game out fairly swiftly. So we've got Suez, EU, and Independent Reds. Even Suez is a one-op repair, effectively. So if they go Greece, we'll... Yeah. So we'll do India. Take our 1 in 3 chance. It succeeds. That's gross. Boy, oh boy. And then if they play East European Unrest or Independent Reds, they need to event and repair. Otherwise I can snag domination. What I now can't do is tap anywhere. But let's see if we can successfully space decol. So we don't know 2 of their cards. We know they've got East European Unrest and Independent Reds. Well, there we go. Now I can't get there. But we'll space decol. This is ridiculous. So now if they play Eastern European Unrest, they need to event and repair. NATO's not in play. We will just pop another one in Canada. Why not? Okay, so will we drop Europe scoring? Yeah, we'll drop Europe scoring to afford us a bit of flexibility on our last play. Which is probably going to be relatively bland. 1 up into Libya or something. But we'll blockade away socialist governments and hold D-style just so they can't salt it. Yeah. 1 AR late. But we will pressure you in Europe now. That was a trade-off, but I thought they were unlikely to hand me Europe domination. I'll take 19 VP on a scoreboard. Yeah, if they coup Cameroon or Saharan states, I'll take Nigeria. I'll just repair. Straight repair. So blockade away SocGov and 1 in Libya. We're looking for AVP, and Africa will do it. So will kitchen debates. +1. +1. Even. +2. +3. +2. Okay, so an ABM coup will break kitchen debates. So shuttle diplomacy to threaten the Middle East as well. And then if they coup Middle East, I take Africa for the points. That seems alright. So many mid-war cards. Let's go shuttle diplomacy. They were just looking for an ops advantage. So Middle East ends the game, Africa ends the game. So unless they play a scoring card, they need to play Central America scoring, or we will bury you. or the jig is up. Well, it's an interesting headline puzzle. What would you have done? Because you could have done kitchen debates for the win, Africa scoring for the win, yeah, or done shuttle diplomacy. In any case, that's the game. Yeah, repair Algeria, Africa scoring for the win. Yes. That did all break my way. There you go. Okay. That's your game. He was up against it. I got decol D-style. All of my space rolls worked. I got domination early when it mattered. He didn't really have a lot to answer there. Some games go that way, I guess, and this was one of them. So, yeah, cool. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that's 37 minutes of enjoyment for you. A bright way to start the day. All right. That will do, I think. Thank you very much for coming by. Since it's a nice short game, hopefully you will all get something done with the time you've gained getting up to watch this game too. What else is going on? Tuesday, I have got another game against Pavel in ITSL. And I am going to try and reset up the game against Tucho. And then we'll see about the holiday season. We'll see if we get any in. If not, on the 9th of January on Action Round 0, I'll be playing Hervé, which will be a bloodbath of a game, I think. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, thank you very much for coming by, and I will see you on Tuesday, 2 days' time. Until then, goodbye.